Share your difference, helping you build and engage an audience. Brought to you by Communication Generation.
Hello, I'm Steve Randall and welcome to Share Your Difference, a podcast to help you and your business stand out from the crowd. In recent months, events have been put on hold or frequently put online as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. But what happens as lockdown continues to ease? And in the meantime, how do we make virtual events better? My guest is Chris Powell, an events expert whose consultancy helps event organisers and businesses to do events better. Chris, welcome to the podcast. Why are events so popular for business?
I describe them as the ultimate live marketing experience. If you do this well, I connect with the people in front of me, I understand them, I get them. I might not be able to buy right now, but that lovely kind of soft sell, so to speak, kind of warms me to your way of thinking. And when I'm ready to buy, then I don't actually bother to do too much research. I think, I spent 2 hours with you. You seem like good guys. When I can buy, then I will do. I guess as a human race, the business of connecting, meeting, being with other people, experiencing stuff, those conversations and that energy that's produced from being at an event, those shared moments and the ability to learn, to change attitudes, to upskill, have always been with us. And I kind of consider them to be kind of part of our DNA. I'm not sure all companies do this as well as they should do and don't really understand the consequences of doing it badly, but we're all into it. And right now, we're all missing it as well. The thing we're probably missing the most at the moment is those chats, those conversations, that little bit of something or other that you get from another person. And events are brilliant at bringing kind of like-minded people together. And by doing that, you get this kind of collective responses, collective energy, the collective oohs and ahs, the photo taking and all the rest of it. And that's one of the brilliant things of, if you've done what I call your pre-event market research well, then you'll create something that people actually want, and you'll bring like-minded people together, and you'll get those kind of shared experience, those shared moments. And if we've done our job as event managers properly, then you'll get those light bulb moments and that, oh my God, I heard it here first. Those shareable moments. Most of us in the last 20 years are now, professional event attendees for the right event, I might add.
Yeah, exactly, because you can't go to all the events because there are so many. You do have to be a little choosy. And I guess that for an event planner means just raising the game a little bit. You've really got to have a point of difference, haven't you? Something that's going to make people choose going to your event rather than the myriad other events that they may have been invited to. Yes,
and this is where certainly my clients sometimes struggle with it. They say, well, let's just do an event and see how it goes. And I love events. I love events done well. And that's why I'm incredibly keen on people undertaking, proper, thorough pre-event research, finding your audience, finding their issues, finding their problems, matching, speakers and content to things that are bothering them right now. And one of the things I always say to my guys is that, if I can Google this stuff, why would I ever attend one of your events? I just simply don't need to. I'm going to go in as person A and I want to leave as person A plus. And I think a lot of us are thinking that way, because time is precious. We're busier than we've ever been before. And actually getting the event right is something that actually you need to take a lot of time and effort over with. And sometimes you have to pull the plug and go, actually, do you know what? There isn't an event here. This is not going to produce the kind of results that we want. And that's where some people struggle with this. Well, let's just do it and see what happens. And what they don't realize is by doing, let's just do it, you can actually produce an event that people don't really engage with, don't really want. And therefore, perhaps they're not going to think very favorably of them. They may even consider you've wasted their time. And therefore, we're not going to come anymore. Events on the face of it for a lot of people seem quite simple things, but they are tremendously complex entities to get right. And those shareable moments, that relationship with speakers to make sure that they're delivering great audience value, which is the important point here. The speaker's not there to amuse themselves or to listen to how wonderful they are. They're there for the audience. And the only thing I really care about as a speaker is how connected is the speaker to the audience, because it's the audience that will judge whether this has been, something of tremendous value. And I'm a constant scribbler when I'm at an event. If I hear something that, kind of resonates with me, then I want to, and that's what I want to see from audiences. I don't want people to be sat, tweeting something. I want them to be transfixed to the presenter going, oh my God, that's important. I've got that. That's a brilliant little statement. That's a lovely little thing. I can use that in this sort of way.
Obviously, with your years in the events business, you'll have seen trends change. I mean, just from my perspective, it seems like there's a move away, certainly for the good events, there's a move away from that thing where you're just sitting there listening, which sort of takes you back to your school days and some of those boring things you had to sit through. There seems to be a lot more interactivity in events now, which is a good thing, I find.
I'm a huge fan of audience engagement. I want every 10, 15 minutes connection with the audience. Is that a question? Is it a something where the audience are feeling involved? So the old kind of lecture day of, just listen to me and then fall asleep, have to go. So it's incumbent on the speakers to be just brilliant, by the way, that's fine. But it's also incumbent on the organisers to come up with a variety of content that is engaging, that involves the audience, and then they will feel part of the event and they will learn more. I calling it making it sticky. If I just talk to you for 2 hours about events, you may or may not take anything away from it, or you might think, I don't really know what happened in the last 2 hours. But if we have little moments where, we chat, we discuss, we share something, we talk about something, you give me your opinions and we have a chat, then it becomes more sticky.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or perhaps that should be the elephant on Zoom. Obviously, at the moment, events that are happening virtually. Do you think that live events will still be the one that people want, and that's the one that people should be planning now?
This is a real problem for us in the industry, because we're really, really struggling about how to, get the live back up into the world again. And it's unbelievably difficult to get a whole bunch of people back in the room again. Incredibly difficult, and there's just too many kind of design issues and practical issues. So I think short term, live events are really, really going to struggle. And I hate to say this, but I'm a realist as well, rather than just an event manager. And I think live events are really, really going to struggle. So it's going to take quite a long time before people feel confident enough, because this is not about event planners just trying to, create socially distanced events. This is about people coming to our events having the confidence in us to produce in a sense, a COVID-free event. And that's really, really difficult. So that's, just remember that these are complex events. That's all your contractors coming in and all the rest of it. Can you demonstrate that your catering staff, your technical staff, are COVID-free and all the rest? So it really is a minefield. You've got to carry on doing something. So though virtual is where we are right now, doing it well, however, is quite tricky at the moment. I mean, I'm already seeing online about, people getting Zoom fatigue.
Yes.
It's quite difficult to get that real engagement going. And, while the platforms have been a lifesaver, let's be honest, but we love being in the room with people. We get energy, we get enthusiasm, we get eye contact, we get all of that sort of things, and that's what wakes us up in the audience. So my feeling on the virtual event is it's going to continue. It's part of our world now, but doing it well, I think, requires a more kind of TV production feel, a stage that's created where your speaker's actually in full view, kind of walking and chatting. Audience, no, I accept that, but it's more produced, perhaps a few more camera angles, 2 or 3 camera angles, something like that. And I think then the audiences will start to engage a bit better with it, because it's more of a show rather than me just sat at my desk as I am now, top half, and thinking that's ever going to work. as a successful presentation medium. The one thing with the events industry, it's very creative, very dynamic. Event planners within companies have to realize that they have to continue to market. They have to keep sending out those messages to customers and clients in a slightly more empathetic way. We're here, we're chatting, if we're available. So the messaging has to change slightly so that this is not about selling stuff that I've got for you. So I think event planners will be moving almost entirely online. I think Christmas might be the first time where they feel brave enough to do or to start thinking about, kind of person-to-person events. But that really is wholly dependent on how the virus either goes away, which is pretty unlikely, I guess, and how virulent it is when it comes back.
Absolutely. Well, look, Chris, it's been brilliant getting your insights into this. How do people get in contact with you?
My website is www.theeventexpert.co.uk. I'm still one of these people with an office phone, so 01256 335 192.
And my thanks to Chris Powell, the event expert, for sharing his insights on this episode of Share Your Difference. My name's Steve Randall. Thanks for listening.
Podcasting is one of the most versatile and engaging forms of media, and communication generation can help your business or personal brand unlock its powerful potential. Communication Generation are your podcast partners. Find out more at communicationgeneration.co.uk.